Good morning and welcome to Mrs. Bell's Sweet Treats and More. This is my YouTube channel. Today is Monday and this is Monday Moments. I hope you had a wonderful weekend, and I don't know how many of you might have been impacted by the snow. It is after all very beautiful, and I lived in the South for a few years. And I enjoyed the warm weather, but I certainly missed the fall. We had quite a bit of snow in Massachusetts, and some of you as well got even more snow than we did. It's absolutely beautiful, and it's not the looking at it that's difficult, it's the driving in it. Welcome to Mrs. Bell's Sweet Treats, and today I want to do I'm doing a cake for someone very special to me, and she likes coconut, and I've been looking at coconut recipes. I use the regular ones, the poke cake, and then just a regular coconut cake. But today I was looking and I found a recipe that I want to share with you for a Louisiana crunch cake, and it's one favorite that I've had. I'm excited for making this, and I hope you'll join along with me. We're going to begin by taking butter. I buttered my pan, and matter of fact, I have it right here. I'm using this pan today because I want to be able to get my cake out the pan, because I have buttered my pan and I have coconutted my pan. So I put this aside. And then I preheated my oven to 350, and we're ready to begin. First of all, I'm going to be using my mixer. If you have a hand mixer, that's certainly fine. We're going to begin with butter, and the recipe calls for melted butter. What I do is I take my butter and I get it softer, as soft as I can get it. And if it tends, I don't get it all the way, but I want to get it so that the consistency is butter. I don't want the oil and the products separate. I want it to be, as you can see here. So I'm going to take this and add it to my mixer bowl. Take it off to add it more. And get all that lusciousness out. We talked last week and we had sharing that butter lusciousness with the pan. So almost got it all. I like to get all of my butter. I'm going to pull a beater over a little closer so you can see more of what I'm doing. I don't know if you've been cooking for the holiday or recuperating from cooking for the holiday. I'm trying to get all of it and keep it all incorporated. It doesn't take that long, but c'est la vie. This cake, we'll be using a box cake mix with this instead of from scratch. So I have my butter, and that is a stick of melted butter, and I use salted. And then I'm going to add 4 eggs. So I'm going to stir up my butter just a little bit. And then I'm going to add 4 large eggs. And as some of you may know, when I get my eggs, I rinse them off or look around for any droppings or anything, because there may be handling of eggs, and eggs come from chickens. So I wipe off my eggs, rinse them off, wipe them off, and then the eggs are room temperature, and I crack them separate from my mixes, just in case there is not just a rotten egg, but just in case I drop an eggshell. I know it's hard to believe that people drop eggshells into things, but I'm one of those people. So I'm going to put my eggs in one at a time. Let it scooch in there a little bit to break up that egg yolk. And then I'm gonna I like the sound of the mixer when it's not struggling. Now I'm going to add my vanilla. Vanilla does not have to go in this, but I am putting vanilla in mine. And it's a half a teaspoon. All right. There's not a lot of scraping down, but there is the butter. You know, some parts of butter doesn't want to get all up in there. So I'm going to scrape a little bit, stir, and let it go a little bit longer. This is a really nice cake, and it kind of looks festive. Show you the glaze in a little bit, and I'm going to add whole milk. The recipe calls for whole milk, and it's a cup of whole milk. And I'm just going to stir it in. I don't want to be wearing milk. Let me get it mixed up in there. Now, as I get prepared, making sure everybody is happy, getting together. And I'm going to add Duncan Hines, and it's just a yellow cake mix. No pudding in the mix. I'm going to add this slowly. Just to get it moving up in there. While it's stirring, I'm going to add 2 tablespoonfuls of coconut. Just to get everybody going together. And because my friend likes coconut, I'm going to use kind of heaping. And voila. So we have our eggs, we have our butter, we have our milk, and then we have our cake mix. And we just want to get the cake just a little bit. We're not going to whip it to the ground. I'm going to scrape and then whip a little bit longer. What are you doing for the holiday? Are you going to have company over? Your children have friends coming over, or family, or visitors? What is your go-to? What's your go-to recipe when you have a large crowd? I know with me and my family, we tend to have, chicken seems to be the one. My daughter makes fabulous, she lives in areas where seafood is prominent. And they'll put steak or shrimp on the Barbie, and oh my goodness, how delicious is that? Well, my cake is mixed. You only mix it to get it mixed. You don't mix it a very long time. As you see, this was not very long. Makes a beautiful batter. I want to get all my lusciousness off of here. And double check my bottom to make sure everybody is being where they should be. And this is the batter. How luscious is that? So I'm just going to pour. Some of you have known me and seen me pour and not be that kind of stirrer. The mixer really incorporates the batter really well, but again, it takes work. You can't just there was a saying someone used years ago, you set it and forget it. You don't do that with cooking. I wish you could. You can put it on a timer. You can have a mix master, but there's certain things you look for. If it's not on there right, or the blade's not right, oh my goodness, there's so many things that can occur. I remember I made, had a dinner party set up, and I was excited, and I had done all the work, preparation, and I had made a cake, I don't know, probably 100 times. And when I did the cake this particular day for the party, what the heck? The cake didn't want to come out the pan. What's up with that? So I was feeling kind of down about it. You know, oh my goodness, they're coming. I don't have time to make another one. And oh my goodness, I felt like the hand that used to say the sky is falling was really just an acorn or something fell off the tree. But what I did was I went ahead and served the cake. I warned them, of course, that the cake, you know, and you know what? They ate it fine. Matter of fact, they took some home. It was the bottom, and I remember having the cake pan on the counter as I was in the back of the kitchen. And I was going over, after they had their cake, I was going over and they saw the, as I was trying to work that cake pan, and they asked for everything that was in the pan. Perspective. We know how we want things, but that doesn't mean that that's what other people like. I'm going to pop this in the oven on 350 for about 45 minutes, and I'll be back with you as we work on the glaze. You hold on. Well, hello. We're back with our Louisiana crunch cake. It's out the oven and it smells so good. I took it out of the pan and it's still a little warm, but I also went ahead and made the glaze. You will be able to see the glaze in the recipe below. It's powdered sugar with melted butter, some milk, vanilla, and lemon extract. Now you can definitely leave out the lemon, but it adds a little punch with that, with the coconut. Because we had the coconut, we buttered and coconutted our pan. So now I'm gonna just take this and glaze. Here is the glaze. You can use as much as you want or as little as you want. It's got a little bit of milk in it. So I'm just gonna drizzle. Nothing fancy. You can certainly do a fancy. Oh, it smells so good. The whole house smells good. Cooking can make the house smell good. And of course, I've had days that it didn't make it smell so good. I love to cook for my family. I love to cook for people. And I love when they appreciate what I've cooked. But more than anything else, I love when I am able to do my own cooking and appreciate my own work. Sometimes we look for it from other people, and I think that's really wonderful. But this is my creation. This is your creation. So I'm not going to put too much more. I just want to make sure all the top has this wonderful flavor. It's still warm, and so it's dripping down the sides. I want you to make this and let me know how it came out for you. I'm going to top it with some fresh coconut. Because my friend likes coconut. I've cooked learned a lot when I lived in the South. I lived in Georgia, and they have amazing food. I was reintroduced to Southern cooking that was actually in the South. There have been some Northern cooks and Northern recipes, but I don't think there's anything like Southern cooking for me. So that is my Louisiana crunch cake. I hope you get to make this. I hope your family gets to enjoy it, but more than anything, I hope you'll come back next time when we cook up some other goodie. I'd love to hear from you and what it is that you want to do or would like to cook. I can't cook everything. What I can cook, I can cook. I'm willing to try new things, but I just want to encourage you. Together we can do this. This is not a complicated cake, and I hope that none of the cakes that I've made have been complicated, but I think that they do make people think that you have really done something. Thank you for your time. I look forward to you soon. You have a good day, and we'll talk again. Bye-bye.